Hi everyone, I'm Needlecraft Danny. This is flosstube number 124, and I'm here for probably a short whip update. I'm going on vacation tomorrow, and I still have to pack my things and stuff like that, and it's already 6 p.m. and my light's going to fade and all the things. I really have to get going. So let's start with my travel project. Normally my travel project means the project I take with me to work for the most part. Which at the moment is not happening because I have a month of vacation, which I really enjoy. But therefore, my travel project mostly means I take it with me wherever I go, and I think there might be a chance to stitch something. And this time there actually was the chance to stitch something, not a whole lot, at least a little bit. So my travel project at the moment is Sleepy Hollow by Glendon Place. This is going to be the finished piece. Last year I finished the top row of pages. And for this year, I decided to first finish all of the border before I then move on to the picture and then the verse. So let me show you a picture of what it looked like last time here. So this is where I got to. So I think last time you saw this, I was stitching on this bed over here. So I finished all the black and those motifs and had a little bit of black left on my needle. So I started down here. Did not do any stitches yet, but I have started my thread down there. As you can see, my needle is still hanging over here. And I will continue over here, and then bring the bottom bar over. I will finish this black thread, then finish all those motifs with their color stitches, and then do that gray border down here. As you might be able to see, those borders appear in the first row of pages. They have krennic, they have beads, and those don't have that yet. There's a reason for that. Basically, I won't take krennic or beads with me to work or for a travel project. That's just not going to work. So instead, I decided to leave it off, use it as a travel stitching, and whenever it comes up in my rotation, I will then sit down and do the krennic and the beads and stuff like that before I move on to further cross stitches. So yeah, that's basically the plan with this one. It is stitched on a 28 count casual linen in the colorway Haunted by Pictures Plus, needleminders from Denka Designs. And yeah, I'm really happy with this one. Can't wait to get back to it. And yeah, as I said, I'm going on vacation tomorrow. So this is actually coming with me as a travel piece because it is my travel piece. So I should actually take it with me to travel. I'm also taking all the colors, not just a few colors in the border. Not sure how much stitching I will be able to do, but better safe than sorry, and therefore I will take all the colors with me. And hopefully making some nice progress. That would be pretty cool. I don't set myself any goals. I don't have like the goal to stitch on something every day or something like that. I'm just, if the opportunity arises and I feel like stitching, of course I'm going to stitch. But if there's just not any opportunity to do that, I'm fine with that as well. Okay, next I show you the project I stitch on every Monday, and normally I stitch on it every Monday for the whole day. During Stitchmania I decided for about an hour every Monday. So the project I talk about is my oldest full coverage piece, because Mondays I stitch on my oldest full coverage piece. Monday is also Golden Kite Day, so that means I stitch on a golden kite as well, and my 3 oldest full coverage pieces are all golden kites. So this is the oldest one of those. It's called Coloring Mountains. This is going to be the finished piece, and I'll show you a picture of what it looked like last time here. Since you saw it last, there was one Monday, and I think I started the next column over here. And with this all being sky colors, it's actually super fast, and I did a lot. I think I did close to 300 stitches in an hour, which is amazing. So yeah, that's the column I stitched on, and it's presently just, well, I want to say boring sky, but I actually really enjoy stitching it, so I don't feel right saying in boring sky. But at the moment it is just sky, and yeah, as I said, really enjoying that, and I can't wait to get back to this. This one is also a project I'm going to take with me on vacation, and Sleepy Hollow and this will be the only project I take with me on vacation. Yeah, I think it's pretty easy to take those two. If I have a bit more time and maybe a bit more space, I can stitch on Colorado Mountains because I still stitch this one from a paper pattern. If I am in a bit of a more smallish space and don't have that much of time, maybe just 10 or 15 minutes, I will stitch on Sleepy Hollow. This is stitched on 25 count even weave, 2/110 stitch, needleminder from Denka Designs. And my finish for this one this year is to actually finish the whole project. And for that goal, I'm still missing 9 pages. So I really have to get going. But yeah, I hope to get to that soon. Maybe I try to get a bit of stitching done on it on Monday. I will be on vacation, but still it's a golden kite and it's Monday, so it would be nice to get at least a little bit of progress in. Yeah, that's Colorado Mountains. I really love this piece. It will be amazing once it's done. It's kind of small, so it might actually end up in my house somewhere. Although it's not the most intriguing piece or something like that, but it's kind of small, so there should be some place somewhere. Okay, and then on Tuesday, I stitched on my oldest non-full cover. Sorry. Everything fell suddenly. Tuesday I stitched on my oldest non-full coverage whip, and at the moment that is Raven Queen by Mirabilia. So this is going to be the finished piece, and I show you a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is Rega 2. So basically I stitched on the background on the left side of the design, and I did stitch all of that in here and down here. So all those grays and light grays and whites in that part is what I stitched. Once again, about I think 45 minutes more or less that I stitched on this one. I did not want to start a new thread because I was sure to get over the hour with the new thread, and I want to do 30 to 60 minutes, so 45 sounded like a good deal. She is stitched on a 32 count grey linen 2/2 crosses, needleminder from Denka Designs, and yeah, getting closer and closer to finishing that background over here before I then can move into the border, which I'm really looking forward to. But yeah, I think it's bigger than it looks, and there's still a bit to do before I can move into the border. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm not taking this one with me on vacation, so next Tuesday I will not stitch on it. But maybe I stitch on it on Sunday when I come back. I'm not sure yet, so we'll see about that. Not making any promises. And the week after will be back to my normal rotation, so I will give it a whole day on Tuesday after the vacation. So that should work, I think. I think so. Okay, and now let's move to my main project for Stitchmania. And I talked about it for a bit already in my last videos. Stitchmania this year, I decided to order my projects, or to sort my projects in a list, and all the ones where my goals will be finished fastest were on top of the list, and the ones where it takes me the longest to finish my goals for this year on the bottom of the list. And then I started going through that list and just finishing the goals. And I did finish quite a few. I think I finished 5 or 6 goals here in Stitchmania. So 5 or 6 projects that I won't stitch on anymore for the rest of the year unless I finish all my goals. So that is pretty nice. And I did get one last finish in, which is pretty amazing. So the finish is Royal Games number 2 by Mirabilia. And I show a picture of what it looked like last time here. And now this is where I got to. So I finished her completely. First I did all the cross stitch with DMC, then I did the cross stitch with Krennic. I did the back stitching in the queen herself, left the borders of the card out, did all the beads, and then back stitched those borders. And I love her. She's super sparkly. Not sure how much you can see it, but there are a ton of beads on here, which on this one I found really cool were those bugle beads in the Queen of Diamonds, and in the Queen of Clubs there were those really big beads. So those are the normal beads and those are the really big beads. So that was pretty cool. She is stitched, or they are stitched, on 32 count, white opalescent linen, and stitched 2/2 full cross with all the called for materials. There was the possibility to change the black in here for a black Krennic, and I read that too late. I would have to order the Krennic, and I just decided it would look with just black. It would look good as well, especially because I also have the opalescent fabric, which I don't think you can really see, but it is a sparkly fabric. Yeah, now a little bit. But yeah, really very cool, really, really happy. And in 2020, I think, I already finished Royal Games number 1. So now I have all the queens finished. I can now frame both of them because I want to frame them in the same frame to maybe display together. Probably display together. I'm not sure where yet. I first thought about giving it to my parents because they were meeting up with 2 other couples they are friends with to play some games every now and then, and that kind of stopped, or at least is now way less. So not sure about that, but let me show her. She's so beautiful, especially that part up here, and that's the part you can see. Maybe I should do it like that. Yeah, that's better. So I probably want just a simple black frame around them because they sparkle a whole lot. The fabric sparkles a whole lot. So I think just a black frame around them would look pretty cool. Or maybe one black and one red frame. That might also work. I still have to think about that. But yeah, those are my ideas, and those are the 2 Royal Games now completely done, and I'm so happy. Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty happy about that, and it's the next finish for the year. I think I'm now at 4 finishes already, and if I finish all my goals, I will have 4 more. That would be pretty amazing because normally I don't get as many finishes. I stitch a whole lot of big projects and not so many small ones. So it's sometimes hard to get to a lot of finishes in the year if you just stitch on those big ass projects. But yeah, that's the way it is. I finished Royal Games number 2 on, I think, Monday. It should be Monday. And then I switched to my next project. I did not stitch on it every day, but I did do quite a bit of progress, so I'm really happy with that, even though I had one day where I did not stitch on it at all because I just did not feel like stitching, so I didn't. I have vacation. Even if I had vacation, if I don't feel like stitching, I don't stitch. But the project I'm talking about, one last thing with the Royal Games I wanted to say. Normally with all my Mirabilias, I bead as I go. As soon as I can do one length of beading thread, I normally do that because I don't want to have all the beading at the end. With Royal Games number 2, because I was focusing just on this project for such a long time, I decided, you know what, I just do the beads all in the end. It took me over 5 hours to do all the beads. Not doing that again. I not particularly like beading. I love the way it turns out as soon as the beads are done and on the project, but I don't particularly like beading itself. So having it spread out over the whole project and seeing that progress sooner, for me, is way better, and for my motivation is way better. That's also the reason I backstitched the borders of the card. at the end and not before I did the beading, because I knew I needed that motivation to get to something else after beading and get back into the groove of stitching, because otherwise having all the beads at the end, doing 5.5 hours of beading at the end, and then being done with the project, I'm not stitching on anything else that day anyways, just because I have a finish hangover. But I knew that if I end with beading, I'm not going back to stitching the next day. And I really wanted to get back to stitching the next day to get some progress on my next project. So I think it was a very good idea to leave backstitch, or the last and easiest bit of backstitching, till the end, and do the beads before that. But I do know for my next project, not leaving all the beads till the end. Not happen. Okay. The project I moved on to afterwards was Four Seasons by Heaven and Earth Designs. The artwork is by Jesse Gierka. This is going to be the finished piece, and basically I stitched this project in 20 by 20 blocks over the whole width of the pattern. Then I moved back to the next row and stitch again in 20 by 20 blocks over the whole width, and so on. Kind of a printer method. Someone way back commented on one of my videos with it being the printer method, and I really like that. And I also really like how the picture comes to life that way, so continue to doing that. I show a picture of what it looked like last time here. And I said it before, this project is kind of complicated to show. This is where I got to, so I'm really happy with what I did, but let me bring it a little bit closer so you can see what I actually stitched on. Last time you saw it, I think I was in a 20 by 20 block around here. So I finished all that, and I'm now stitching on this block over here. You can see there are a few stitches already in. And I'm getting closer to the right edge of the design, and especially I'm getting closer to the part where I move from summer to fall, which is also really nice. Something else I really love, I started the first bug, or beetle. So over here, there are 2 beetles in there, and I started this one. I'm really excited, and I can't wait to get into that next row of 20 by 20 blocks to actually finish it, because that will also mean I finish my first color. There's one blue in here that has only 5 stitches in a whole pattern, and it is in that beetle. And I want to get to that. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. So I think I finished that 20 by 20 blocks, did 2 or 3 more, and have now started the next one. So as I said, for I think 2 days so far, and a little bit today, I'm just really happy with my progress. It looks amazing, and I can't wait to get back to it. My plans for until I see you next. Today, whatever time I have left, as I said, I still have to pack my things, I have to edit this video, upload this video, and so on, and I still need something to eat. Whatever time I have left today, and I hope it will be a bit, I continue stitching on this one. If I'm finished with everything tomorrow morning and I still have time before I need to leave, I will stitch on this one. Then I will be on vacation, and for vacation I will have Colorado Mountains and Sleepy Hollow with me, and going to be stitching on those 2. When I come back, I directly go to a wedding. Probably not coming home. I basically I drive by my home, so I might just stop if I realize I have a ton of time left, and I might just come home. If that's the case, Four Seasons. Otherwise, I still have Sleepy Hollow and Colorado Mountains with me to the wedding, but I doubt, very much doubt, I will get any time to stitch on those projects. I will be back next Sunday, probably sometime around noon or afternoon. So I will be stitching on Four Seasons then until Sunday evening. And on Monday, I will then start a new rotation, but before I do that, I will be back for a video. I'm kind of out of the Magical Stitches Mystery Here challenge. I figured out my clue package. At least I'm 99% sure. I actually never finished the challenges to ask if it's correct, but I'm 99% sure it is. And it was a lot over the last few weeks, and it was just too much for me to figure out those challenges. So I just decided to not do that anymore. So my rotation kind of goes back to my old things. So Monday, golden kite, and my oldest full coverage whip. Tuesday, oldest non-full coverage whip. Wednesday and Thursday is one of my WhipGo projects. For June, that means WhipGo called not finished, because the 2 projects called for June I have already finished earlier in the year. So those are done, and I can move to WhipGo called not finished to finish a few more of those goals that I did not get done in the month they were called. Friday and Saturday is WhipGo called not finished anyways, but I'm doing a different project, or at least I spin the wheel once more for those days. All my WhipGo called not finished projects are in the Tiny Decisions app in the wheel, and I just spin that. If the same project gets spun for Wednesday and Thursday and Friday and Saturday, I stitch on it 4 days. But normally I think I will get 2 different projects for those 2 blocks of stitching. And on Sunday I stitch on a random whip. Random whip means whip I have not yet finished my goal on. At the moment I have 14 whips, and I think on 5 my goal is already done. Let me check that. I think it's 5. So yeah, it's 5. So I basically have 9 projects that are in that Tiny Decisions wheel for a random project. I already spun everything for the week after my vacation, but I'm just going to tell you in my next video because there's still quite a bit of time to go to that point. But I really was curious what I'm going to stitch on next. So I just had to. But yeah, that's basically it. Those are my plans. As I said, I will be back Monday in a week. So a bit more than a week without a video from me. But before I go, I wanted to say a huge thank you for all the really, really nice and kind comments on my last video. It's a difficult topic, just generally, to talk about it, for me, and I think also to listen to it if you expect a fun or mindless stitching video and you end up with such a topic. But I'm just really, really grateful for all of you who thought about me, who just commented, and every single comment I received were just such nice words and encouraging words, and I'm really, really grateful and thankful for that. I did not want to let that fall under the table. It's just I'm really, really, really grateful. Thank you very much for all of you out there. It's sometimes just amazing how many people watch my videos. When I started, I think the first year I had 300 or something like that, and now there's so many of you, and I'm so grateful for this community because all of you are just so nice. And I had a few not so nice comments on my video before, but the majority, like 99%, is just so nice, encouraging, and just there for you, which is I'm just mind blown by that fact. It's amazing. It really is amazing, and I'm really, really thankful to be a part of this community. So yeah, thank you very, very much to all of you. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you will be back for my next one in a bit over a week. Have a great time. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I see you next Monday. Bye!